up, guys? Larry Chen here. We're back at the Toyo Tread Pass with my buddy Rico. Always bringing the fire, man.
Thank you.
You always build something that's out of the box, out of the ordinary, just something so beautiful. Of course, this in particular speaks to me. And I've featured two like similar colored Z's this year, huh? So we got the Z31 here. That is, what an amazing build that is.
It is a tribute to dedication to OEM. Yes, it does have a modified motor, but if anybody that tries to replicate or restore a classic Japanese car and have the interior and all the trim pieces in that condition, I saluted him when I showed up.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're crazy. He's like, you don't like, I love it, and you're nuts.
Well, but, so your build is the complete opposite, right? It's
That's
nothing unmassaged, nothing untouched.
That's
Everything about it is wild. And, you know, that's kind of the first thing that I thought when I saw it. I just can't believe what you've done. Like, it's so crazy.
You know, to just talk about the build quality, the best way to say it, I admire the factory-produced GT3 race cars. Whether it be a GT3 Porsche or a GT3 Nissan GTR or a Corvette, when we see those cars at the track, they're gorgeous. Spotless interiors, professional done roll cages, the wiring, the fuel, and I am chasing that school of thought. Keep in mind, those are $500,000 to $1 million race cars, and I'm just a privateer. But that is why people have been coming to me and saying, Rico, you're kind of like a minimalist. I'm like, what do you mean, man? It says you are quite brave to not put a lot of clutter on your car. It's very brave for you to allow the visitor or you, Larry, to focus on the details. And I says, well, you know, I believe in just having what we need. We need fuel, we need spark, we need safety, and we need seats. I want the driver to be extremely focused on what's necessary, you know?
Well, okay, so let's start
that's
from
just
the
the
beginning.
foundation.
Like, what did this start life as? What was this vehicle?
It's a 1972 one-owner car, but I have thought about having this opportunity to speak with you this year, and I'm more than happy to talk about nuts and bolts this year. And I know our YouTube video did great last time, and we have so many viewers watching, but the huge message I want to communicate this year, Larry, is how I was even able to build this car. I want to talk about how important image and reputation. The only reason I was able to purchase this 1972 one-owner car is from building in the past. This car was owned by Steve Feldman. He also has, the Steve POV channel. We hanged out at Tokyo Auto Salon in 2020, made a connection. We know each other. In 2020, I was kind of bored, like everybody else, sitting on it. He had a car for sale, made a purchase, done. Had the car brought to Hayward. I stripped it, but that's jumping ahead. I had the 1972 240Z. Originally, I wanted to build a Kyusha, Bozoku, Kaido style. I'm really into that. I'm really passionate about that. That's really my thing. But I was coached from another OG from my area, Roberto Chen. He says, Rico, I see what you're doing with the gold theme. You got the R2B, you got the Hachi. If you want to dip your toes into the 240Z market, if you want the respect, because now we're talking a car that was built in the 70s. You know, that age range of fans and loyals, it's much more than any other car that I own. You need to get your hands on a set of Mikuni 50s. What's that? It's the holy grail of the cars. Only come for sale a few times worldwide. All right. So, a pair of carbs came up for sale. The person that was selling them, I had seen him on a video with Steve. Connection number 2. Called him up. Actually, it was on Instagram, it was for sale. I couldn't get a direct message. I called one of my other Japanese friends, his name is Kochiro. I know you're friends with him. I see you're friends with him on Facebook. Can you call him right now? He has a Mikuni 50s for sale. Hit him up. Taka-san is from Kyusha House. He called me, hey Rico, what's up? What's the deal? People are calling me. I want those 50s. So when I had a conversation with Taka-san while we're doing the rebuild, He got to know who I was. He learned that I was the owner of the Hachiroku in the 2019 Tread Pass. He had lots of positive praise. He understood the message of the Hachiroku, that I am trying to elevate these old body styles. That I feel that we need the same attention that the American car custom gives to theirs. Our cars deserve the same amount of attention that Italian cars get, that German 911s get. We deserve the same amount of attention. And I'm just trying to motivate and draw people towards that era. Rico, I get you, Taka-san said. This gentleman is a curator in SoCal. He started opening up the door for me. He called me later. Rico, I got a 3.1 fresh motor for you. He let me on to a 3.1 built by Top End Performance with a slower head. I did all the vouching. OG builders, been in the game since the 70s. Called me up again. Hey Rico, I got a phone call. How would you like a set of Nismo headers made for BRE in the 70s? Never been used. Been hanging on a collector's wall on the cigar lounge. On it, had a set of Tane coilovers, which you cannot buy. You have to send your lowers to Japan. It's a 1-year turnaround. He had a brand new set in a box. I was only allowed to do this presentation because of my reputation and my image, because of my build quality, that I was allowed access to these rare classic parts. And that's what the message I really want to show, that this car would not have been possible. And we built this car in 4 months. I purchased a car in 2020, June. We started actual physical work in June 2021. It took me a year to collect all the necessities. But the other thing I want to communicate is how we're able to build in 4 months. I've been working with Marcus Fry Racing, who does all my fabrication assembly, since 2014. This beautiful paint job is from 24/7 Auto Body in Redwood City. Been working with them since 2014.
I also like the fact that you're mixing old style and new style. Like, obviously, the wheels, tires, some safety aspect, technology, some things have to be new. But a lot of things on here are old.
So Rico style is, I'm trying to show I'm a good student to Japanese culture. We have Sakamoto-san, we have many people from Japan here. Wish we would have more of you guys. We miss you, but I'm just trying to show I'm a good student. I'm 43 years old. This is a mixture of period correct IMSA performance mixed with Rico. Mm-hmm. Now we're talking about the wheels real quick. That was kind of a hiccup in the road during the build. I wanted to run 15s. I wanted to run small set of works. I wanted to run the big tire. But these IMSA GTU body kit from Z-Trix, it's a big house to fill. When me and Marcus were doing the mock-up in the shop, we had it all set up on the rig, on the dolly. I brought a set of 15s from the Hachiroku from last year. It was an Echo. It was an Echo chamber with 15-inch. And then we went through Toyo's list. They just didn't have anything big enough. And he happened to have a set of 18s from another customer. We put a set of 18-inch tires in. And I was so against, and trust me, I do frown upon many Z builds that do use 18s, that do use 17s. But we put the tires in there. Keep in mind, when I did purchase all the suspension originally, I purchased all 4 lug. Now that we had issue with tires, I had to replace everything with 5x114. And then we hit up JC at Works Wheels, built some M1s. I was open to run M1s because Nakai-san run them on Rotana. So I'm like, if Nakai-san likes M1s, they're good enough for me. And we did a rush order. Once again, relationships. To make these wheels was no easy task. And once again, I'm dealing with dots and I'm dealing with an older crowd. Originally, I was going to do a Kyusha Bozuku style. In 2020, you just couldn't get a kit in. And if you could, you were paying 4 times the amount with the shipping. Fine. I abandoned that look. I still want to build. I'm not going to give up. I went online, on my way home in the truck. This is after work. Pulling in my yard in my truck. I'm a commercial contractor in the Bay Area. You know what, Larry? I like those cars at the Rolex, Monterey. You've been there. Those Z's are cool. Running around with the 935s, with the Corvettes, with the Mazdas. Google it up. They're called IMSA kits. I found an old website called Z-Trix. Got a guy's phone number. An older looking website. Those things that you come across like, does it still exist? Called him up around 6 p.m. in the afternoon in Arizona. He picked up the phone. Hey, what's up? This is John. Hey, John. One, does your business still exist? Two, do you still make body kits? Which one you want? I want the IMSA GTU with the Genos. Rico, I got fenders in the mold. Because the whole issue last year was, I need it now, and do you have it? And we started so late in June. With COVID and all the delay, Work Wheels is like, it's taking 6 to 9 months. Rico, if you need something, we need those numbers now. And this is in June, so I told him, I want to buy the kit, tell me how much it is. The suspension, we ended up going with Arizona Z-Car. Same thing, older website. Marcus gave me a tip on who to call. Called up Steven. Hey Steven, do you have the suspension set for the Z? I want to build an IMSA car. Hey Rico, I'm looking at a full set on my shelf right now. Really? Everybody else I was calling was 3 to 8 months. And casually I kind of mentioned, I'm buying a body kit from Z-Trix. And these are 2 older guys from Arizona. Hey, he lives down the street, next town over. And I kind of chuckled with him. Wouldn't it be cool if you guys packaged together? Z-Trix understood my urgency. He understood the professionalism, the respect that I gave him on the phone. He respected what I wanted to do. This gentleman drove the 4 fenders, all the Arizona Z parts to Marcus Fry Racing in 2 weeks. Hand delivered them for me. We put the car on the rack, we mocked up the 4 fenders, put all the suspension on, put the tires on, and we were able to send the specs to Work Wheels. And that's why I have wheels. The guys from Arizona, they rock. If you guys want to build Zs, Arizona is who you want to hang out with.
Okay, so then what about, you
The
got
exterior?
the style, you got the body kit,
We can start from the front.
Yeah,
Let's start from the front. Like, what
yeah.
is it? Many people have come. Let me close the door. Many people have come to it and kind of curious what it is or what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an IMSA GTU kit. This is from the 70s, from the racing era. So what we did, I went with his version of the Genos front. No headlight. It's a one piece for the fender. I went with the fiberglass cowl. But if you stand here, there's really so much message to be seen when you look at the car. If you stand here and look at the car, you're like, okay, Rico busted out another big dollar build. And Rico drives his car into the street. He's got no headlights, can't take the wife out to dinner. The message of this car is that I'm fully committed. I want to taste as much rawness. I have a collection of cars. I'll drive each of them maybe 4 times a year. I obviously work many hours a week to even afford to do this stuff. When I hop in these cars, I want to be so detached from my normal life. I want that rawness that you get to experience, Larry. All the sounds. So that's what this message is. I'm willing to spend big dollars, and the only purpose of this car is to go racing. That's the message of the kit. The kit is molded fenders. Further commitment is to go with the fiberglass doors.
Yeah, I have to say, I love the fact that you remove the core support area. This cleans up the engine base so much. And it's kind of insane also that this design is super cool because this is what the original 240Z core support looks like.
The way I build is that I'm doing hours and hours of research. I'm not a builder that drops off a check to Marcus Fry Racing and say, hey Marcus, go online and build me something cool for SEMA, for Toyo Pass. We're in. I'm doing countless hours of research. The Rico style is the shaved bay. We wanted the best presentation of the motor.
How did you make this?
This one is from peeking over to the guys in Japan. This is the new hot thing at the car show winners. Once again, I started calling up OGs in the scene and I got cute. This is from B-Speed from New Zealand. I drew up the design. He produces you a 3D render and then we had it made. And I thought that would be a real icing on the cake. Change it up a bit.
And then, so what L series motor is this?
It's a 280Z. It's a 280Z turbo block, and it's a 280ZX turbo head.
Have you had a chance to dyno this at all?
We haven't had a chance to dyno it. The compression is 10-to-1, so it was stroked out to a 3.1. So we estimate 300 horsepower. 300 horsepower and a weight of a car that me and Marcus are thinking maybe 2,200 pounds that we think, because he has a Datsun and this is a little bit bigger.
It looks beautiful. This is amazing the way that you guys routed this. This is super cool. There's a natural area where you need to pull it down,
Yeah, everybody usually
head.
usually shoots over.
Right. That's how it is stock, actually. Stock, there's a bunch
Yeah,
of
there's
like
a
plastic
clip here.
clips. Yeah, yeah.
It's a clip here, and you can
Right.
say, hey, Rico, when I'm at Rolex, that's how the guys run it. I want to do it my way. It's my car.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's my car. So Lonely Driver make these craneways, and I'm all about helping these small guys.
Yeah.
You know, I see on Instagram pop up, run it through the front, really clean it up. You know, Marcus went with the ATI balance flywheel. We added the fuel cooler.
It is an IMSA car for the street.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is plated. And there is a disconnection in the culture that we love seeing those pictures of, like in Japan, the guy with the 962 at the 7-Eleven getting the coffee. We like the guy in the P1 GTR in France when he gets the first plated one, like, oh, it's so cool, it's a race car and it's plated. But then the community kind of frowns when you actually have a race car and actually use it on the street all the time. It's like, which one do you want? But it really comes down to what I want. And everything I drive is plated. If you don't know how to do it, figure it out. Like I said, it's all about respect and money.
I love these 3D printed badges. Very,
Yeah,
very
so
cool.
I am channeling, you know, yesterday Tamura-san came by, the designer of the new Z. He spent about a half an hour with me. Really thankful for that. And he's like, Rico, what's up with all the Japanese kanji on your car? I'm obviously an American man. I said, hey, I'm 43, we grew up on Robotech. We grew up on Akira. We grew up on Cowboy Bebop. We grew up on Ninja Scroll. We watched Wangan Midnight. We love the culture. And I am just trying to show each time how to better communicate. And that's why I use the name Rico. It translates to kanji as Rico style. For this year, we decided to create Rico is real gold. In other words, when you see gold, that's Rico. Rico means gold. So I had these 3D printed from another young man named Hanson Linick in Fremont, California, trying to help out the guys. Nothing wrong with that. And this is from IMSA. But when you buy the rear tail, it's a separate piece.
Oh, you guys
molded
put it
in.
together. Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is all glassed in so that this silhouette continues all the way to the hip. And so when we remove the wing, the side fender, it all comes out.
Whoa, this is incredible here.
I feel that it looks like a real jewelry box.
Yeah, no, it looks great.
Marcus
cage is
stepped it
really
up
nice.
with what type of welding style this is? It's all silicone bronze TIG. It's the first one that he's done it at this level, and it does deserve a mention because it's about double the amount of time for him to do it.
Wow.
Marcus was complaining about all his joints after welding everything for me.
All the Arizona Z car stuff is so pretty looking.
I wish we
Really?
could have these cars on blocks so you could see it.
It's so good. I love the center exhaust also.
Thank you. That's IMSA tribute.
So, and then what kind of rear end is that you're running?
It's a long nose R200, and we put an OS Gaikin LSD inside of it.
Man, this thing is meant to run and run hard. So are you going to take this to the track?
That's the dream. 2020, sitting at home watching Larry Chen's autofocus videos, watching Hoonigan videos. I started watching tons of JCCA, Japanese vintage racing from Tsukuba. And I just dove into it, and I fell in love with that. And we all been to Rolex, which really would have to be an actual vintage car, which this is not. This is a reproduction. But my joy would be to go to JCCA at Tsukuba in Japan. I would like to ship this car there and compete. Or I would like to compete with Vara, do vintage track racing.
Wow.
And we feel that it has some new nuts and bolts. The whole idea is not for competing. You know, I'm not building this car to compete in a certain class. Like, you can't have any new era stuff. It's just for fun. We just want to go have a track day. If someone wants to let us do a display, we're more than happy for it.
And also shaved door
Yeah,
handles,
see,
huh?
more commitment.
Yeah.
No door handles, no windows.
Wow. Yeah, this is
More commitment, and look at that.
crazy. So who makes this?
This is also from Zetrix. They gave me the
Wow.
full package with the door caps.
Huh.
24/7 auto body made me this cool handle.
That's how you open the door.
Yeah, that's how you open it. It's really nice. The guys really took care
Wow.
of me. And we'll explain the cage from the other side.
Yeah, sure. You want to talk about commitment, Rico? This is commitment right here.
It's a message I am trying to further handwrite it. I'm trying to mail it, I'm trying to stamp it, and I'm trying to send it to your house, and you open it and you get it that I am really for the culture, I'm for the history, respecting how everything was done. What Marcus did for me different this time, always wanted to do it. He gave me the NASCAR door bars. For the viewers that don't know, when we're doing door-to-door racing, we want to further any kind of crash protection to the driver. And on the passenger, the door bars are X and they're straight. So the NASCAR bars are only on this side. More commitment, adding more structure support with the diagonal.
That's incredible. So I have to point this out too. The wiring is unbelievable.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
so clean.
That was all done on house by Marcus.
I just cannot believe how clean everything is. It's very clearly displayed. I mean, there's really no other reason for anything else to be here, right?
Well, dude, that was the beauty about doing carb. And Marcus kept telling me, we're doing carb, we just need light to match. Personally, how I build, I kind of think about other cars when I walk a show, what I see. You know, we feel that we do use high quality parts. We do feel that we use high quality wiring. There may not be any F1 connectors or whatnot, but I give Marcus a direction. He tells me this is what's going to work. He has the racing history and the background. If I ever have to pull in the pit at the track, he can clearly see what's going on.
Yeah.
I want things to be functional and neat. That's mainly the bar I'm trying to go to.
Right. All of this is functional. You know, the reservoir.
You can see it while we're driving.
Yeah, relocated.
I wanted to go with this. I didn't want to go with the LED display like I did last time. Keep it analog, keep it old school. The dash. Remember last year we went with the raw dash. This time Marcus and Robin, actually Robin Lowe is Marcus's apprentice. It was a Friday that we actually were off and we said, hey, you want to work? We did it old school style. Get some cardboard, draw some templates, shoot me some pics. This is kind of what I want. He was sending me and pictures back and forth. He drew it all up in CAD. We got the plasma machine at the shop at Marcus Fry and he blasted it all out, painted it all black, and it's you know what I told him? Do you know what Supras look like? The cockpit look?
Yeah.
And that was a tip I gave him and I said, go for it.
Well, essentially this is like a half dashboard, right?
Yeah.
And actually it looks really nice. So tell me, what transmission are you running in this?
So we're running the T5 Hollinger, so from the 280ZX Turbo. And so that is the one, and we had it taken out, Marcus had it taken out, had it fully rebuilt. And it's running with the South Bay driveline, custom drive shaft made for us, with the R200 in the back. So
this is so simple right here, the way the steering is.
yeah,
I
Marcus
love how
really
simple
does that.
is.
This is a very simple setup. You know, Marcus just pulls the equipment from his rack, gets his rod bender out, his hydraulic bender starts bending, he starts fabbing, he starts testing. I sit in the car. Luckily, we're both the same height. And we both sit together and we execute. Constantly hand in hand. I'm not at the shop every day because I do have a business to run. Constantly sending texts. I visit him maybe about 2 times a week. And we go through the build.
Yeah.
And that's how we do it.
Well, I
What's
think
next?
you did a really, really, really good job. It just stands out, you know? It's really, really something else. I can't wait to see this on the track. I can't wait to see this on the street. I think you did a really, really good job on this. It's just so wild. I mean, that's the only way I can kind of explain it.
The paint is different this year. I went a little bit lighter. If you look in the sun, it has a little bit more gold flake. I build the car, once again, relationships. The cars are built by 24/7 Auto Body. His name's Juan, but his brother, his name's Jose. He sells and mixes PPPG paint, and we actually work together. We'll have beer sessions, and we'll brainstorm over a paint color. This color is called Inca Gold. I happen to be half Peruvian. I'm half Salvadorian, half Peruvian. This is called Inca Gold. This is my new style of sticker, which if anybody drinks Inca Cola will probably see the similarities. This is Rico Gold, the golden style. Having fun. But I wanted this color to be, if you were coming out of that hall, this car was a secret build, nobody knew it but Stan at Toyo Tires. When you walked out of that hall, I wanted that gold to be so bright, just like when the Spaniards saw the gold in Machu Picchu. I want you to be like, Rico's back. Rico's here. And that was the spirit behind that color. I wanted to, bam! I wanted to pop, and it came out very elegant, in my opinion.
I think so. I really appreciate your time. This has just been such a journey with you to kind of walk over all of this stuff or talk about it. Tomorrow morning, we're going to actually shoot this in the sun. We're going to shoot it, and we're actually going to see it on the road, which is really exciting. It's going to be really cool.
It goes pop, 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 that cam with the true dual.
Yeah.
I have fuel injected cars. Once I heard this fire, I want to say carbureted forever, brother. Fuchsia House style forever. I mean, there's nothing like it. It's not about the power, guys. It's not about the speed, guys. It's about the experience. And I only can communicate that to you because I'm 43 years old. And the one cool thing about becoming older is we become wiser. And I tell you what, different things bring you thrills. And I can't wait to enjoy this car.
Well, I can't wait to watch you enjoy this car.
Larry, thank you for coming. I
Yeah.
appreciate you. I built for you. I built for SEMA. I'm here to support whatever you guys need, anytime.
Thank you. All right. Thanks for watching, guys.